all right. So we'll get started with our intro to Canva. Just to make sure, Janice and Katie, you have Canva accounts already currently?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yep, Janice is good. All right. Let me find my window here. All right. Can you see my screen?
Yep, you're good.
All right. So just from the home page or when you get started with Canva, there's a lot of different options here to get started. You can just look down here through the templates of some example ideas. You can start here with docs, whiteboards, presentations, social media, and so forth. For those of you who post on Facebook for your school, the social media option is awesome. And even if you share it with your school, Katie, if you wanted to share something with the high school, they have a Facebook post. So it formats it perfectly to fit into the dimensions for Facebook. So we use this one a lot when we post just informational blurbs out on the website, whether it's just sharing news or we have a flyer or such to share, we'll just use the Facebook post. So those are pretty neat. The other option is to come up here to this box of what are you going to design today? And it'll ask you to use 5 words or more to describe your design, and it helps pull templates that are already created. So you don't have to start from scratch, which I love because I struggle to start with a blank slate. I always want to have some inspiration before I get started, and then I'll just go in, maybe change some colors, change some of the images, use the text that it already created, and just put in the information that I need. But a little beginning inspiration is super helpful here. So just an example of something maybe you'd use in the classroom. They have a really nice infographic that you can share with students, or even when it's time to do projects with your students, they can demonstrate what they learned by creating an infographic. So a little different than writing a paper, completing a worksheet. They can use the infographic templates and create one on their own. So we'll do one on math, for example. We'll do story problems here. And so here are some already made templates. But maybe your science, or maybe it's just something for your school. Maybe it's problem solving, but you want to change this to multiplication. You can take one that's already created. It doesn't have to be exactly what you need, but you like the colors, you like the layout of it, and you can change that into whatever your topic is. But these are great. You can save these. You can download these as images. You can add them to your newsletter. I'll just click on this one here, and I'm going to customize the template. And once you download that, you can come in here. This graphic is a little too juvenile for my students. And then you have your options over here to the left to come in and edit what you have selected. Almost everything that I use is under elements. And so let's just say I want to grab a student. And I want it to be a graphic, not a photo, because this is more animated looking. And so maybe I want to take this little guy out. I'm going to delete him, and I'll put an older student in here. And maybe I want my background color to be a bolder color. So up here on the top, you can change your background color. Oh, and it's the same color of his pants. So that's not good. But you have all of these options to make changes to the color. If you don't like any of the colors, you have some gradients down here. You can actually come in and you can customize, drag. You can also take this little pen tool, and maybe you want the color in this board and make the change there. So whenever you click on an option, you have your bar across the top here. I can change the color of my text. Again, changing these images, you can change the color, the background color here. So lots and lots of different options. Notice that it opens a second tab when you're working. So if I want to go back to my templates and I want to start again and grab something else, you have some breadcrumbs here. I'm in infographic math story problems. I can go straight back to templates, or I can go back to the home page and start from scratch. Down here, you have all of your designs that you've already created. I have a lot of different things in here that that I've created, some slideshows. I've created a lot of images, a lot of Facebook posts, and I think I helped Micah create a little business card for his email. Any of these, Melanie and I, we collaborate on the newsletter. So this is a lot like your Google Apps. So if you didn't know this already, when you open up any of your documents, you have your option in the top right-hand corner where you can share it. And when you go to share, you just type in the email address of the person that you want to collaborate with. So here it shows Jason has edit rights, Melanie has edit rights, Rhonda Foster has edit rights. And if I want to add Rebecca into this document, I can start typing her name, and she has edit rights, and I'm going to send her the link so that it'll go to her email, but she'll also see that on her homepage now that she can come in and edit this document. You have your zoom tool here at the bottom. So if I want to come in a little closer to look at it, which is helpful when your text is smaller. Also under share, not only do you have the options to collaborate, you also have the option to download it. So once you finish a document in Canva, you come up here to the top, and how do you want to download it? Do you want to download it as a picture, which it's suggesting when we download our newsletters, we always download those as PDFs. So you have standard, which would be a PDF that you're going to send digitally. PDF print is best for printing. JPEG, another picture file, but I always choose PNG when it's a picture. And it shows you here that that's suggested. So more times than not, I'm sending this as a PDF, depending digital or print, or I send it as a PNG, and then I download it, and I have that document to share wherever we're going to be sharing it. So that's just a little opener of just the overview of managing and looking at these documents. But again, why start from scratch when you have all of these awesome templates? And just one more template that I would share is Google Classroom header. We don't use Google Classroom, but if you do Google Forms, where you send out a survey, these are the perfect size to put at the top of your Google form. So you can take one that you find over here, and you can edit it the way you want. You download it, and then when you create your form, you just upload that under the colors template scheme, and that becomes the top of your Google form, and it formats that form with the color scheme that you use in here. So that's another handy one that I use all of the time.
Are there any questions yet? If not, do you want me to go ahead and present some of the examples? Okay, so kind of with this, we wanted to give you some examples that we thought would be applicable to the classroom, or actually just any sort of, let me, there it is. Newsletters. So what I did is, so kind of talking through how to get there. So like Jenny was saying, I just typed in vocabulary graphic organizer templates, came up with a ton of templates. And I knew what I wanted to do is I wanted to create a Frayer model, and I'll show that in just a second. But I kind of went through and I just picked one of them. So I did this vocabulary matrix here. And once you click in, like Jenny was saying, you can do a lot of, you customize it. So I would go to customize it. And from here, you can go in and change any of the headings. So I'm with Jenny as well, where a lot of times I have a hard time having that inspiration. So this started it off. So from here, I'll show you what was created. So back to the homepage are all your projects. So you click on projects. Once you've created them, they'll all be right there. And so your projects. And so right here is the vocabulary matrix. And what I ended up doing with it is this Frayer model right here. And so with the Frayer model, this is UDL. And essentially what I did is I just changed the headings. Having a hard time loading. There we go. So I just changed the heading. So this was super easy. It was already there rather than putting all the text box in there. This is a Frayer model, which is UDL. So it takes the word. So this can be for any subject. This can be science. This can be math. This is any sort of vocabulary word you're trying to define that has to do with a concept. So you put the word in, and then over here you do a definition. You give examples of the word, characteristics or facts about the word, and then the non-examples. So this was just an example of just a simple way to take that graphic organizer that they provided, just change some headings, and this was ready to go. Then you can use it with your students.
Hey, Rebecca, I'm not seeing your, I'm just still on your project page.
Oh, no.
Maybe share your window with.
Yeah, let's do this. Let me go unshare. Thank you for letting me know that. All right.
You're welcome.
All right, stop share. All right, maybe because I switched the window. All right, there it is. Let's see. Can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So this is the Frayer model. So like I said, I just took the vocabulary, graphic organizer and just put in this Frayer model. So I just named a Frayer model, put the word, the definition, the examples of whatever word you're trying to define, characteristics and facts, and non-examples. So this is a way to really dig deep into vocabulary with students and within any subject. Another way, I'm going to stop sharing so I can pull up the other one too. And then, so another thing that we thought through that a lot of really anyone can use would be, I'm going to go back to my projects, would be a newsletter. And so I actually took the holiday dress up that the middle school is doing right now. Let me make sure you guys can see that. Nope. Okay. I'm going to go back and open it again. Sorry. And so I just typed in holiday newsletter. So I know every school is doing different dress up days for this time of year. And a lot of times you have the giving back days. And so this was just an easy way to type something in. And then here it is. And I actually took, like I said, what the middle school was doing. Let me make it a little bit bigger. And so it's just an easy way. This was all just a template. I just went in and changed the headings. So from the middle school holiday dress up days, and just type this in, the dress up days. And this would be an easy way. Like Jenny was sharing, you can share this link. You can share it with parents. You can print this and kind of put it around the school. So again, it's just an easy way. You don't have to recreate the wheel. I was actually even looking up some other ideas, like a field trip. If you're trying to get that communication out to parents, if you're going somewhere for a field trip, I know letters have to go home. This is just a nice way. They make them look nice, and over here is like a field trip one that I was looking at. If there's a holiday party or something going on, another easy way to use the projects. And I've tried to do them before on my own. And I feel like what I come up with doesn't look quite as nice as the already curated ones where you go in, you just change the wording, you change the pictures and add what you want. And then it's easily printable or shareable with parents or whoever. So I think those were the two kind of ways we went with some examples that you could use.
Yeah, the one thing too is the branding. If you look in your Canva, let me come back in here. If you look at branding, you can actually create your own branding for your school, or you can create branding for your classroom. So if you create a newsletter, and you create a template, and you just keep working out that same one. So you could make a copy of that newsletter. Let me come back in here. So that's what Melanie and I do. We just come up to the same newsletter and we make a copy of it. And so then I have my copy of October, and I just rename that. And next month we would have January. I would rename that January, and I would open that up and make my changes here. So I don't have to start all over each month. So where is it? Oh, it's over here. So here I'm going to say January 2024. And then we just come in here, we change the headers, we change the text, we change the pictures out or such, so that we have consistency in what we create and we don't have to start from scratch. So there's a lot of time savers in here. Like I said, you could create and save things under your brand. We do have logos built in for the schools. So you should be able to see a color scheme along with the headers for your school. So you can use these also. Those you should, if you don't see those, you can let me know. If you don't see logos on the left-hand side, they might be under apps, which there are a ton of tools here, but logos can be found there as well. So, excuse me, a lot of different tools with the logos. Like I said, you've got the school colors that we try to stick to because, you know, the different shades of gold or yellow or orange for Van Dyne or such. So a lot of different colors. So we try to stick with similar options here. So that just gives you some consistency. Making copies allows you to not have to reinvent the wheel every single time you start a newsletter or you start something new.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Any questions or anything specifically that that you wanted to see or wanted us to show you how to do? There's so much in here, and in 30 minutes, it's impossible to show everything, but we just wanted to show you some of the things we felt like were made Canva such a great tool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've always wanted to learn more about it, but I've never really had time to sit down and go, I'm bored, I'm going to look at Canva. So this is my 30 minutes where you're going to look at it.
If you ever have a thought or you want to schedule some time, I'd be happy. It's my favorite. I use it for everything now. I used to use Photoshop or different Adobe tools, and you don't need to anymore because it just continues to grow as far as all of the different things that it allows you to do. And it has AI built into it now, so you can ask it to help you design things, and it will do that. But I'll start with just basic images, and then I'll take those images and I'll add them to another project. And so, I mean, you can just continue to build. We've created logos and letterheads and then continue to use those in other documents. Melanie loves Canva. She uses it on all of the social media that she shares. You know, people will say, oh, those look so great. Well, it's not because we started from scratch. We took a great template and we just made a few changes to them and it is very simple and easy to use once you get in and start playing with it. So
it is. I went to there after they had this big reveal, I guess about a year ago now, right around the winter time. And I went to it, and it's amazing how many things. I mean, once you start playing around with it, there's so many things. I was making a document the other day, and I did the magic where it'll take your words and make it a lot cooler. Like they'll make it really like the title of something. If you just hit like the little, I think it's like the magic button, it'll make it just sound a little more catchy.
Yeah.
Really
And
cool.
we didn't really touch on video or slides, but it has become my go-to instead of Google Slides now because there are so many templates available. But we're going to touch on it in another month or two on using it with students. But you can actually create assignments for your students in Canva through Canvas or just directly in Canva. But you can create classes. Your students, you can distribute assignments to them and have them complete that work and turn it into you. They can collaborate as well. You could do a slideshow and assign slides to specific students. Just so many possibilities of different ways that it can be used. But even just as a teacher, just creating an intro about me presentation and then have students each take a slide and do the same, or creating your classroom expectations. Just a lot of potential here.
Mm-hmm.
Jenny and Rebecca, if I could interject,
Yep.
yes, I'm obsessed with Canva. I came from a district where publisher was the tech tool that I used to make flyers and things, and that obviously outdated itself. And Canva was what I learned next. I make my payday PD documents on Canva, and that's a one-pager. The neat thing about that is I can drop a link in if I download it as a like, don't be alarmed when you drop the link in, you click on it, it won't work. But once you download it as a PDF, then I'll like send it to Rhonda or send it to Jenny and say, hey, can you open this link just to check? They work every time. And then on a personal note, I made wine bottle labels. And the neat thing, the reason I'm sharing that is because I needed to send them to the print shop in Terre Haute to be made on the glossy sticker labels. And I was able to measure the wine bottle label at home and then go in to resize it and make it the exact same size. So they didn't have, previously I would just make something, send it to the print shop and say, hey, I need this 10 by 12 and a half. And they would say, well, that's not gonna, like the way we stretch it, that's not gonna work. But when you use Magic Switch, which is one of the options, one of the drop down options up in the top left, you can resize the image. It takes whatever you make. And if I need it on a 3x5 card, if I need it to be the size of, like, if I'm making little pretend gift cards, this is like Van Dyne Texas Roadhouse cards. If I'm, you know, if I want to make them dollar bill size, I can adjust that. And I just think that's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Another thing you can do is you can actually upload your own images. You can upload files as well. One of the coolest things is uploading a PDF, and it actually makes the PDF individual images. So it's another easy way to edit PDF. So a lot of people will say, I need to edit this PDF, or I need to write on the PDF, or I need to change the words. You can make a PDF editable in Canvas. So that's, you know, if you have that PDF file and you're struggling with it, bring it into Canvas, upload it, and you can do whatever you want with that PDF file. So that's another great tool as well. But we will follow up with another Canvas session on how to use this with your students, and we'll show you how to use it with Canvas and just how to assign and collect work. That one will be coming up as well. But in the meantime, Janice, Katie, if you guys have any questions or you want to have a sit down and go over anything specific, we're happy to do that because we love it. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Melanie.
Sometimes when you just log into Canva, you'll see a little bubble over the whole, like that original screen that says, hey, here's a new feature. Did you know that we can translate your document into song lyrics? Or here's a new feature. Did you know that Magic Switch can translate your whole document into a different language for a student? And I'm sometimes will say, oh, there's a new tool. I was like, I can't learn it right now. I'm overwhelmed.
Yeah. Yeah, I always just, if I don't know how to do something in Canva, I just Google Canva and how to remove the background or whatever it is I need to do. So a lot of helpful videos and tutorials out there as well. So
yeah. Speaking of removing background, will you swing that door shut? If I wanted to put a picture of you know, the Pilsen fundraise, the canned food drive, I wanted to make an announcement flyer, I can put a picture of the car with all the cans in it, make that the whole entire page. But then I can go up to it's like a waffle, but the right side is faded, and I can slide it and make it transparent. So I can make it as faded as I want, and then I can put text over it. And I think that's so cool.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And Janice was saying she uses it for the school newsletter, which would be really good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, good deal. So that's all we had. If you have any other questions, just let us know. But I did put a link in the chat for our feedback form, so we know what we need to expand on or anything else. And then we also want to keep track of who's coming. And we're a little late. We've already had a couple of PD sessions, so we're going to try and catch up with all of you who've done other ones as well. So make sure you click on that link and grab that feedback form as well. But we appreciate you taking your time with us today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ladies.
All right. Bye.
Bye.